Like Ranking Member Wicker, Vice Chair Collins, and many other colleagues on both sides of the aisle have been supportive of this important effort. Outcompeting China is going to take a coalition of committed allies and partners.
Billions of dollars more for green energy promised by the Inflation Reduction Act. The expanded child tax credit the Democrats created in 2021 paid parents as much as $300 per child. For 6 months, the credit dramatically reduced child poverty, a taste of the kind of child allowance that for decades has been a standard part of the welfare state in other rich countries. Now, the IRS has announced, everybody, that Americans may have to wait a bit longer before they are going to receive the extra stimulus checks. Several governors and state leaders are continuing to push for new legislation that would only establish new stimulus programs for people. This would include bonus check for many residents, and also the IRS. This service may be part of the IRS official name, but the tax agency has been lacking in this area over the past couple of years. This is because of the crisis and lots of stimulus-related law changes passed by Congress for the IRS to administer. The good news is the IRS made progress on its processing of returns, in part because it went on a hiring spree and shifted current personnel from other areas to assist with the backlog. As of this summer, the IRS finished processing all individual returns that it received in 2021 and had no errors, including 2020 e-filed and paper forms. Now, the bad news is the IRS still has a backlog of millions of unprocessed 2021 returns that are filed this year, the vast majority of which are paper file returns. As of July 29th, it had 10.2 million unprocessed individual returns for 2021. Of these, 1.8 million returns require special handling, such as error connection.
Many of the qualified applicants who began their EIDL application process prior to the May 6th deadline. So I think that we have to restore trust.
A big update on President Biden's fourth stimulus package, everybody. Joe Manchin has announced his new agreement with Chuck Schumer, and progressive lawmakers have proposed mailing inflation to relief checks. Now, these checks may be sent out to low-income households, Social Security beneficiaries, and even families. You want to be sure to stay until the end of the video to know if you can receive the latest stimulus check from President Biden. Congress is planning on taking big action this week, as they are now in session, and Joe Manchin of West Virginia is already holding meetings with other lawmakers to finally close a deal. According to NBC News, alongside Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, Joe Manchin held a meeting on climate initiatives. This was a cut. Millions of people currently qualify for at least one bonus refund check. Officials even said that there are billions of dollars in unclaimed payments right now. These checks can be worth over $1,000 for many of you guys. And according to CNBC News, there is a decent chance that your state is holding money or that other assets belong to you, and the government officials want you to have it. The National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators has said that about 33 million Americans collectively have an estimated $70 billion worth of unclaimed property being held by the state treasury. The types of assets that end up with states range from uncashed checks or rebate checks to inactive brokerage accounts and unpaid life insurance benefits. The average value of each claim is $2,000. Last year, about $4 billion in property tax was returned to the rightful owners. While each state has its own rules that govern the process of claiming the property, you can count on being required to prove that you are the rightful owner. For example, providing documents confirming your identity. States often try to locate people as well, for instance, matching the owner's information to a tax return. And according to officials, state treasuries get new unclaimed property turned over to them every single day. Officials are encouraging people to check their missing money in a national cleaning house for unclaimed assets, and most people are participating in this. The IRS may have some extra money for you, and the tax agency has announced that more than $500 million in outstanding refunds remain unclaimed for the 2019 tax. The agency estimates that more than 1.5 million taxpayers might have qualified for a refund but did not file a federal income tax return for the 2019 tax year. If you were due a refund, you must file a federal income tax return to get your money. Things are a little bit different this year. You have more time than usual to claim the